Take care of my skin. Yes, I do.
I try.
That's right.
But yep, here we are. This is the new norm. So we're going to move forward.
Yeah, I'm excited about this.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous, but who cares? I'll loosen up. I was nervous when we first started audio, so
That's very true. He was. He really was.
that's what this is for.
Yeah.
Well,
Usually I would be drinking, but I think there's a drinking condition right now, so.
yep, I'm at home, so I do what I want. Anyway, this, like I said, this is going to be our first video episode. We're going to kind of just shoot the shit, to just intro you guys to our faces and what we do and don't like, and all that. If any new people out there, this is a car podcast. We talk about cars. We just kind of talk shit, what we do and don't like, what annoys us, new stuff. We do current events when we can find whatever. I didn't even research this week, but I could probably talk about a few things that I've read.
Okay.
Some other things that we do drink typically on this podcast. We do a what are we drinking segment, and then we'll talk about the main topic of the week, and then we'll do what I call wheel talk, where I ask my guest, who is George today, a question. He asks me a question. We have to answer the best of our knowledge, which a lot of times isn't very well.
Figure these things out because we suck at this. It's actually hard to come up with questions here. So. It has, but
50 questions, well, 48 have been asked so far. Right. So it's getting a little bit difficult to come up with new shit. We will deal. What's going on with you, George?
Actually, just working a lot. I'm actually going to get hours at work, which is okay, I guess. I need the hours, need the money, so.
Don't we all?
Right. I'm very fortunate working in medical field, like getting laid off or anything like that. I'm like, working in the car industry. It's kind of tough here for you guys.
Yeah, recently it's been very on and off. We're having another 2-week layoff right now. So,
yeah, my partner, he's got laid off for 3 months. So
that's tough.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, luckily he's driving Lyft. So we switched cars because mine is their gas mileage, so that he was mine to do Lyft, and I have to drive his back and forth to work because I go and park it for 14 hours.
Nothing wrong with that.
So and do our best to make ends meet and stuff like that. So works, but I'm picking up wherever I can. So
right on.
Yeah. So with you.
So it's 2-week layoff. Microchip shortage is still going on. No idea when that's going to get sorted. They're saying could be next year.
That's what I'm thinking. I think it's going to be next year before they get that out. Figure out what we do. But I wish you best of luck.
Could be. We're out for 8 weeks starting October, but that's for retooling for the Lyric. It has nothing to do with shit with chips. So that's something. Other than that, I mean, not really much going on my side. Just working out and hanging out at home.
Yeah, I need to start doing that. I'm fat.
All right. Anytime you want, sir.
Start checking on them.
If AC is, I think, $20 a month.
Okay.
It's not too bad. And I'll get a free month if you join.
Well, I might have to help you out with that. God knows you need a free month. Yeah.
I wouldn't mind. Actually, no, I'm not signed up through it, basically. So use Jess.
Give her a free month.
I'm signed up through my insurance. So it does not. That's what I do. Who do you have?
No,
I don't know if they do. I'm Blue Cross.
Yeah, and you probably have a deductible rate too, don't you? Probably. Blue Cross, they do that a lot.
They have a what?
Deductible.
Oh, I don't know. My yearly out of pocket is $250. Our insurance is fantastic. We have like the best plan they offer, I think, and I don't pay a red cent for it. Anyway, we're gonna move into what are we drinking? George is drinking water. We've got shit to do later, but I'm drinking gin. The little turd
The umpteenth time, like 60
over the past few
drinking
weeks. An American gin. It's called Aviation, and Brian Reynolds is attached to it. Quite good.
I have to tell you that because I love anything attached to.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. But yeah, it's good gin.
Yeah.
Cheers to your water.
Cheers.
Don't drink and drive. Where's that here?
No, we don't.
That's done. And like I said, this is just kind of like a intro video episode, so you guys can get used to it. My face will always be here. George's will be here a lot, so get used to these two.
Yeah.
I will have other guys come on, people that are comfortable being in video. I know not everybody is, so I'll try to work around that. But anyway, we're just gonna kind of shoot the shit this week. We don't really have a main topic like we normally do. I know George has something he wants to get off his chest. So go right ahead, sir. You just test drove a.
Oh yes, so
Yeah.
that's what I do. I did. I just bought a 2018 Honda Accord touring.
Still don't know why. But go ahead.
Yes. And honestly, I did it. I lost my Yukon, which I'm sad but not sad about at the time.
Things happen.
Yeah, I really paid $20 for the Honda versus the 85 built Yukon. It's a drastic difference.
Mm-hmm.
I do miss the power that the Yukon had.
That's pretty drastic.
Yeah.
Option.
But it's a much lighter vehicle, so I'm okay with that. And it works, but I got everything that was in my Yukon is actually in the Honda Accord. So I didn't lose a lot. I lost my heated steering wheel. That's something I lost. But I gained heated mirrors.
I'd rather have a heated steering wheel.
Well, I haven't found one that had a heated steering wheel yet, so I guess I have to eventually buy a brand new one to get a heated steering wheel, which I'm not going to do. But it's good. And then today I went and I test drove a 2018 Honda Accord Touring, but I went with the 1.5 turbo. I went with the turbo to see the difference, and that was absolutely horrible. Horrible.
As far as what?
Like road noise, tires, way it handled. I'd much rather have the 1.5 turbo.
It's strange. They're both touring.
Mm-hmm.
They both have 19s.
Mm-hmm. Exactly those.
I would imagine that they had like some hard tires or
It had to be something because it
not
was
touring tires, maybe.
I don't know. It was rough. And me on the road, we just didn't like it. Like I was like, I'll stick with what I've got.
It's just strange to me. They did the exact same car other than the motor.
In the color.
Well,
The color doesn't matter. Yeah,
it's
that same color.
very strange. Very strange
It was
to me that
completely different.
it's so drastic a change. And
The
you
driver's
said,
seat is uncomfortable.
see, that's weird too. I don't get that.
I think that a very large family had the car prior to us, and
Broke the seats down a
yeah,
little bit.
broke the seats down a little way too much. Because I could feel the metal bar when I was sitting in the back of it, like where the seats can connect. I could feel that metal bar right there. Sitting in the back. That's not
Home's worn out.
Yeah.
That's not good.
I was like, if it's an 18, I had 36,000 miles on it.
Yeah, probably a big fella.
Yeah, I'm assuming a big person was driving that vehicle. I was like, this is uncomfortable. It had clear windows. It has clear windows.
It's pretty rare anymore. Even from the factory, they can fit it more than not.
Right. So we were driving it back, and we were like, all in all, I'd rather have this than 1.5 T. It's got plenty of power. It's good. It gets great gas mileage. Eventually, we're gonna get rid of the Tahoe, and he wants a hybrid.
Gas mileage, I could see. Plenty of power. I don't.
For the size of what we needed to do is plenty of power. It's not. I'm trying to like race the car down the street.
I get that, but a car that size, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, me and my dad were talking about it earlier about engines, internal combustion engines, big ones disappearing, V8s V6s are even disappearing, in favor of the 2-liter turbo, and even even smaller engines, 1.5 turbos. Some cars even have 3 cylinders now. I know that they were a thing in the past, but they're starting to make a comeback. And I don't know. I'm tired of all these little bitty boat engines being put in these cars, especially the big cars.
But the technology's changed so much, you're getting more horsepower than a little bit engine.
I understand that they make decent power, but you have a car the size of a Cadillac CT6 with a 2-liter turbo in it. Come on, that engine is working its ass off to pull that thing. I'm sorry, it should at least have the 3.6 like my car, at least, if not the twin turbo version.
Well, I see a twin turbo V6 and V6. I can see that. I can see that.
That's what I'm saying. It's a big car. It needs a big engine, bigger engine. It doesn't need a huge V8, but that is an option. Or it was. But that Blackwing engine, General Motors screwed up by discontinuing that motor. It's a 4.8-liter V8 with 2 turbos strapped to it. Come on. You should have put that in other vehicles.
Like the Escalade.
You could have put it in the Escalade. You could put it in the XT6. Put it in the Impala. Why not? Why can't a midsize Cadillac have a V8 in it like a midsize BMW or a midsize Mercedes?
The twin turbo.
Yes.
Why?
Why not? The M Performance X5 has what, 500-600 horsepower? Why can't the XT6?
But you're not saying that the XT6 be a V series. You're just saying in the XT6.
No, not. It should be an option for an upper tier level.
The V series, the XT6B. Yeah. Or what about the XT5? Would you put a V8 or XT5? No. Or a twin turbo V6? No, not the XT5. Would you put a twin turbo V6 in XT5?
That's more doable. Because BMW has M Performance versions of all their SUVs. The X3, the X5, the X6. There's an X7. No,
this is going to M package, but it's not M series.
I forgot about the 7 actually. It's the big one. But yeah, I mean the small one, midsize, and the coupe, I guess if you want to call it that, they all have an M Performance version. And Mercedes is the same way. Obviously, the Audis have the RSQ8. They have the SQ7, the SQ5. Why won't Cadillac do something similar?
Because Cadillac's not geared to people like that.
Well, they need to switch gears. Because if they started giving people that option, there will be some people that buy it. Obviously, people want options. People want choice. They want to have a choice in what they buy. And that's why a lot of people have issues with cars going away. You're taking choices away. I understand where the market is headed, and that's SUVs, whether they be small or large. It does suck. Because there are people like me, like my dad, like you, people that still like cars, just likes cars, Yeah. And they're just going away. We're losing our options.
I mean, like I went so through and a heart, but right now gas prices, it wasn't economically feasible for me to continue to have that vehicle. And
gas is out.
when I'm paying, like, I put 87 in the Tahoe, it took $80.
That's ridiculous.
It was almost $3 a gallon.
I put premium in my car, and it's just the cheapest I can find right now is almost $4 a gallon.
You also live in Franklin.
Well, that's in Spring Hill. Almost $4 a gallon.
Jesus Christ! Like where I live is I think it's like 350.
I would pay that. And we normally get our gas at Sam's.
Yeah, that's where we usually get ours.
Sam's is a lot cheaper than the gas station. Yeah. Well, they're redoing our Sam's here. The gas station's closed. Yeah, it does. So I'm having to pay over $4 a gallon when I fill up here. It's ridiculous.
I really do.
That's
one thing I don't miss is the premium gas that I have to put in my car.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think I have to put it in there.
It's recommended. It's highly recommended to put the premium in yours because yeah. Mine calls for 87.93. I could put any of those in there. It's 1.5, something like this. But once I get it tuned, I will put I'll put premium in there. So I'm gonna tune it.
Typically say any turbo engine, you should put premium in it. Jess's car, it's at least 89.
Yeah.
That's what she puts in it. 2-liter turbo. So whatever. I mean, I just choose to put it in there. I know it's better for the engine.
Yeah.
But I don't have to do that. So I'll bitch over nothing. But yeah.
Gas tank out too.
Well, yeah, your gas tank's a lot smaller.
27 gallon to 14 gallon. It's a lot. No.
15 or 16. Jess has a giant tank. She just filled up today. It was 60, I think. With that's mid grade. Mine costs between 50 and 60 in premium. It's ridiculous.
I paid $25 for 9.5 gallons of gas. It's wonderful.
I wish gas would go back to being 76 cents.
I didn't go as 90.
Cheapest I've ever seen it.
Yeah, I think the cheapest I ever saw, I think it was like 86 cents. When I was driving, the cheapest I ever saw it was 95 cents.
76 is the cheapest I've ever paid for gas. And that was shortly after I started driving.
Yeah, I was driving when I started driving, yeah. So, and then we got to a dollar, we were pissed when gas went to $1. We were kids. We were mad. Now
my dad was talking when he was a kid, they would see it for like a quarter.
Yeah.
And they were pissed about that.
Yeah.
I'm like, screw you, man. Never see it under $1 again. Ever.
Nickel for gas. Nickel a gallon. Jeez. I'm thinking like back then, you paid a nickel a gallon. But you had those boats, they had huge tanks.
Oh yeah, massive.
And they drank gas like it was going to sell. That's how the companies are making their money, because they get so every other day. Because you're burning so much fuel.
Back then, there were no gas mileage standards. There was no. They didn't care. No. There was an overabundance of oil, and they didn't give a shit back then.
Yeah. And as everyone what's the oil that you're going to do with that?
There's other things they can use it for. I don't know what all products is. They're like petroleum based or whatever, but there's the oil industry isn't going to hurt because we're going electric. Gas is still going to be a thing. Don't get your panties in a wad. Not you, I'm just talking in general. For people that are up in arms about electric taking over, gasoline is still going to exist. It has to. They're not outlawing internal combustion engine cars. They just can't be built brand new anymore. Up until to a certain extent, I think there will still be brand new cars made with gas engines for a little while after the switch. For a short time. I mean, obviously, worldwide, it will eventually go fully electric new cars. But you have people that can afford electric cars.
Sure. I think once electric becomes more affordable, I think gasoline combustion engines, brand new, will cease to exist. They will stop it wholeheartedly through, and then just go completely electric.
From manufacturers, yes. I agree with that. Yes.
But then they're not going to do them completely because will want to collect.
You're going to have your diehards that will, buy a crate engine for a classic car. You have to rebuild what you have if you can't afford an electric car. So gas engines aren't going anywhere. So gas won't go anywhere. It'll just be very expensive. Yeah. Because demand is going to go down, supply will go down, prices will go up. So that's the unfortunate truth, I believe.
Absolutely, yeah. I think that's the sad part. I think gas will eventually go to about $10 a gallon, just because there's no need for it. But then your gas station will be like one pump there for absolute fuel, and the rest will be electric charging stations.
Probably.
Now, so I know what Tesla said. Kind of the hyperchargers on charge you 30 miles in 10 minutes, or crazy like that.
Seen some things online. Tesla has the superchargers. They charge at like 300, whatever measurement, kilowatt hours or whatever the hell. It gets you, I think, 80% in 15 or 20 minutes. That's not too far off from filling up a gas tank.
It's not that
And
doable.
then I saw another thing where another company is coming out with a supercharger that charges at 500 kilowatt hours, which apparently gets you like 80% in 8 minutes. That's much better. But how many of those are going to exist? You know, where are you going to be able to find those? And how much are those going to cost? You know, great, you can recharge up to 80% in 8 minutes. How much are you going to have to pay for that? Is it going to be equivalent to gas? Is it going to be cheaper than gas? That's a lot of shit that people have to take into consideration when they go electric. Like you were talking about when gasoline goes to $10 a gallon. That's when I'm going to seriously look at EV because I can't see myself. I can't pay $10 a gallon. My car holds 15 gallons. I'm not going to do that. I mean, that's what they're eventually going to force us to do. They're going to force us into EVs, you know, through options being taken away, gasoline going up so much.
Well, let's think about this. What if gasoline goes down in price?
If it goes down in price, I'll drive an internal combustion engine car as long as I live, as long as I can anyway.
Because there's no high demand for it because everybody's EV, so they can't raise the price because they're not making a profit off of it. They'll lower their prices because they want people to still drive combustible engines.
I'm sure some gas stations will have that mindset, especially where you know there isn't as much money because people obviously won't be able to afford electric. So in not as what am I looking for? Snooty areas, I suppose. Like where I live.
Right.
Electric cars are pretty abundant here already. I see Teslas everywhere. Start to see Porsche Taycans. The Volt is gaining in popularity. You know, and obviously we have the hybrids. You know, they're still plug in too. So they're gaining popularity in this area where I live. But let's just say Podunkville, Tennessee, where people don't make that much money, you're not going to see a whole lot of Teslas rolling around in that area.
Farm equipment, like farmers, are they going to have to
Another thing.
farm equipment vehicles? Are they going to do that? Who knows that farm or things
Right. That's another thing. You have to think about heavy equipment. You have to think about farm equipment. You have to think about semis. Tesla already has semis in the work that are going to be electric, but what about range? You know, semis right now, they can drive what, 1,000 miles on 300 gallons of gas? There's no electric technology that can do that right
now. No, it's not.
Not a single company can do that right now. And how long is that going to take to charge?
Right.
You know, a semi, really? I mean, I understand that, you know, when semi drivers stop to fill up, they also do other things. They go into the stores, they shop, they eat, they take a nap, they do whatever they do. I understand that. Shower, I get that. That's the livelihood of a semi driver. But still, if you're able to come up with technology for an electric semi to go 1,000 miles, how long is that going to take to charge?
They're going to sit there for a day. They're going to sit there for 12, 14, 15 hours.
Right. I mean, yeah, that costs them money. They have to stop to sleep. They have to stop to do whatever they need to do. They're only allowed to drive 8 hours. So they have 16 hours to do what they need to do, obviously. But I mean, I'm sorry, that's not feasible. No. The technology needs to advance a lot before semis can go electric. Farm equipment, like he said, they run on diesel. So that's another thing they have to figure out. So I don't know.
I like diesel. I like diesel engines. Like when I was watching it, we drove by a car today. I was like, that's still cool. That's the mechanical what maintenance vehicle. And he's like, well, what are you pulling at? I said, you have tents, people, parts, tools, spare tires, like not anything. Like this is a half-ton truck.
Yeah.
And it's bulletproof.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. there's a lot of things they have to figure out. I understand the reason for it. They want to protect the environment. Great. I'm not a tree hugger, but I understand where it goes.
Right.
And I know big oil is fighting it tooth and nail. They're just going to have to give it up because everyone's going electric. There's nothing that big oil can do about it.
It's really not anything big oil can do about it.
There's not. There's not. They just have to figure out where else they can make their money on petroleum-based products. And like I said earlier, I don't think they're going to be hurting.
I think they will be.
I really don't. I was going to say something else. How was it? I don't remember. I lost my train of thought. But, yeah, I have those a lot.
Yes, you do.
Shut up.
Not my fault. It is not my fault.
Hey, you know what? I'm almost 40. My brain's going.
Yeah, she's quite intelligent, so.
Actually, they say forgetting things is a sign of intelligence. I don't know how that works, but I read that somewhere. I sure did. I showed Jess, and she just shook her head.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know.
Just like that conversation.
That's fine.
Okay.
You guys can have any conversation you want. I know. I talk shit all the time.
No, all the time.
No, not all the time. I can't say that.
We talk shit. What's about you? But you're like getting rooms. It's not behind your back.
That's true. I am always right here when you do it. Don't hide it. So I respect that.
Yes.
Anyway, George just bought something. I've been looking for months at getting something different. I like my car. There's nothing with it. It's given me a few issues. It's been in the shop a few times, but thankfully it's been under warranty the whole time. But as everyone that knows me knows, I get bored with vehicles pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I get bored with them. Like I said, I like my car, but I get bored. I like having something new every now and then. But I just can't find anything that is affordable right now, and it's really pissing me off.
I know that. What you want is hard to find.
I know.
As it's easy.
It doesn't need to be. It's this damn chip shortage. These dealers can't get new cars, so they have to gouge on the used cars. It's just annoying.
There's nothing wrong with my Honda. I want a Honda person at all, but I kind of like the car the other day.
I've widened my search. I've broadened my search tenfold. Believe me.
I know you have.
When I first started looking, I was only Cadillac, only Chevy. That was it.
Yep.
That's
Well, if you look at and I know you like Audis, and they're expensive as crap to fix and keep up with. I mean, they are.
I know. And I take all of that into consideration what I'm looking at. I didn't. I did not. That's on Jess. I did not buy a BMW. I have looked at them. But I would either want
35 or yeah. You want the top two tiers. I know you. You're just like me.
I would either want a newer 7 Series or M4 or M5. That's the only ones that I would really be interested in.
Well, we can find a 6.
I never cared for the M6.
You want the sedan? You want the coupe? They have a coupe in it.
I know. I've never been a fan of the body style. I just think they should have kept the 6 out of it.
I love the 6. I think the 6 is
I don't
great.
care for it.
I'm not becoming the 8. I like the 6 more than the 8.
The new 8's the shit.
Agree to disagree.
I like the new 8.
Now, if you like the new 8, you should like the 6.
No, I don't. I do not.
Seriously.
I don't.
Oh,
I just don't like it.
you do not like the 6. It looks exactly like the 8.
Well, they all look exactly the fucking same now with the ugly ass pig nose grill.
No. When they first introduced the 8 looked just like the 6. Just like
It's bigger. I want a bigger car.
the 6 is big.
Yeah, I know. I don't like it.
Do you see what I did with people? Do you see what I did with? Do you see what I did with?
I'm difficult, and I'm okay with that. But I swear to God, Cadillac, Chevy. That was it when I first started looking. I either wanted an older CTSD or a Corvette. That was it. When I first started looking, that was all I wanted. I've started looking at other model Cadillacs and Chevys, uh, Audis. I've looked at Alphas. I've looked at BMWs. I've looked at Buicks for fuck's sake. Mercedes. I've looked
I don't
at.
see how you fit in Alpha, honestly.
I fit in it fine once I'm in it. But getting out of it is the problem.
See, and
Because the way I have to sit in it, I'm
in the back seat.
I'm so far back. I have to pretty much like wedge my way through the B pillar and the steering wheel. And I get stuck.
Yes, he's wide,
I'm a wide person, not
fat,
not overweight. I'm broad.
Big shoulder.
I'm broad. So I do. The one time I sat in one, I got stuck getting out of it.
I laughed so.
I did. But the thing about it is, I really like the car. I did. I got stuck. All right. I did. I got stuck. But the thing about it, I like it. I like the car. It's a nice looking car. I like the interior. It makes decent power. If it's the quadrifoglio, if it's the 2.5, you can take that and shove it up your ass. But the quadrifoglios are hard to find and they're expensive. So I
don't know where you got it.
You and me both.
I know I got my presentation. I'm going from another. I know where mine came from. I'm not really where yours came from.
Time.
Learning, knowledge, I guess, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and driving nice things too.
And here's the thing, like, I love him to death, dude. He comes from a different background. He gets other tracks than I do. Mm-hmm. And I get that. And he's like, hey, nice. The Tahoe's a nice thing he's got his name attached to. It's a 14. It's the nicest thing he's ever owned.
Okay.
And then he started dating me, and then I threw him the keys to the Denali. It's a 15. Fell in love with it. Now I've got an 18 Honda Accord. He wanted an Accord anyway. He wanted his body style Accord anyway. He turned me on to the Honda Accord. So now I'm like, yep, here. When he came back from North Carolina, they had a new coffee for him and a car, keep the car. There you go.
So you're giving the peer pressure.
No, I didn't give you peer pressure. What I did into it was awesome. So I had a car and it was half the price.
It's just so strange seeing the car.
It is, isn't it?
It is. It really is.
It is.
I met you when you were.
I had a GTO when I met you, and I had a 1.8T.
It was just so.
And then once I started driving trucks, like that's more you. But right now, I just can't afford the gas to put in it. I don't know. Gas goes like 90 cents a gallon. But I'll have it tomorrow.
It will happen. Plan on staying in the car.
Gee, thanks. But
I'm just being a realist. It's not going to get cheaper.
I don't think it's but I was like, I'm ready to get rid of the Tahoe. I was like, wait, what? He goes, yeah, I'm ready to get rid of it. I was like, he's like, I'm ready to go back over back and figure. You know, he's ready to go.
Don't go to buy a figure. They rip you off like crazy. I've done it.
Yeah. Well, he's going to talk back. He wants to do more Honda Accord hybrid. He wants a hybrid. I'm like, okay, let's work on doing that. So as long as I get everything taken care of legally with stupid, I'm gonna pay off my Honda and give him a down payment for him to get a hybrid. So he got that Tahoe, got that buy here pay here because I'm tired of getting that buy here pay. It's too stressful. It's such a stressful situation for him.
You miss a payment, they're coming after you.
Yeah. And I hate to see him stressed like that. Like I need you to relax a little bit. I need you to take time to, like enjoy being at home. Like last night, like I worked yesterday. I was like, he's like, hey, he's like, I miss you. He's like, I would really like to know if you like to have dinner with me. I'm like, oh, no, I'm not going to have dinner with you. Of course, I would have dinner. Like, what kind of question is that?
Yeah, you don't have to ask.
You don't have to ask. Say, hey, meet me here for dinner. Roger that en route. I was like, hey, I'm still at work. I said, continue driving because I actually had his Tahoe last night and he had my car, so I driving with, just fine. Because that's what I wanted him to do. I wanted him to have my car, play with it, get to know it. Like, he's more in tune and stuff like that, and he feels things that I don't feel. And he lets me know about my vehicle.
Yeah,
all the things that I need to work on, what I need to fix and whatnot. Cool.
People are more sensitive.
Yeah. No, but he's like, it was like, let's do dinner. I was like, I'm off work. Where do you want to eat? He goes, the pub. I'm like, I'm on the way.
Oh, in the Gulch?
Yeah.
I haven't been there in a long time.
That's honestly our go-to dinner spot.
Good food.
Yeah.
It's a good spot.
Yeah, I mean, it's just our, like, we're driving for Lyft, we're usually downtown anyway. I'm like, hey, let's do dinner. Usual spot, like parking the same parking garage. He has my vehicle. Oh, I got my vehicle's there. It's like, I'm also, I know he's there. Like, he's like, then I pull in. He's like, oh, you're here. I was going to take him to my vehicle just for the parking garage. And it's really cool that we're able to do that. We spend time together, and because we don't spend a lot of time together because we're always so busy.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
And so when we do spend time together, he's like, no, let's continue driving tonight. He's like, no, I was gonna go home. Like, wait, are you feeling okay? Like, man, we're going to come home for a month to come home. I got some time with you, at home. Yeah, we were up to like 2:30 this morning, just doing laundry and bullshit and watching TV. We actually fall asleep on the couch. And we woke up at 4:30. I think crawled into bed. We both on the couch together. We don't get to spend that quality time together. I mean, it was really cool because we were talking about cars all the time. We were watching closely to that Top Gear spinoff.
Oh, the Grand Tour.
Yeah,
It's a fantastic show. Bugs me that they didn't renew them for another season, but they did do that special.
It was Octane.
Yeah, it wasn't very good. I was kind of disappointed by it. I love seeing them, but it wasn't their best special.
I do miss them. I do.
Absolutely.
I love watching Top Gear. I love watching Top Gear from the very beginning. Actually, I think it's on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, all of it's on Prime. Yeah.
So I'm gonna binge watch that one. I want to take some time off. I'm gonna binge watch that just because I can.
Nothing wrong with that. I love Top Gear. Top Gear America sucks.
Yes.
Hashtag big time. I'm sorry. You can't have a car show with non-car people just because you want to make it funny.
There's some celebrities on there who know nothing about cars.
It's what I'm talking about.
What
That's exactly what I'm talking about. The only good thing that they did when they started Top Gear America at first, they had Tanner Faust on there. He's a professional racing driver, so he's a car guy. Other than that, after he was out, the only people they had to present are comedians and actors. They're not car people.
I put Jay Leno on there. He's a car guy.
I don't. He wouldn't do it.
Probably not. They didn't afford it.
No,
He wouldn't do it because that's exactly the reason. He would be a prime candidate, probably one of the best to be able to do it, but he wouldn't do it.
you need people that no one's heard of.
Chip Foose.
I don't think he would do it either.
He's a more of a custom guy.
Yeah. I don't think he would do it either. That kind of show is too silly. The Top Gear guys, the original Top Gear guys, made it to where you can't take it serious, but I don't know what I'm trying to say. You can take it serious, but you can't take it too serious.
I can see like maybe people from Houston. They take it serious, but not too serious. So they create performance and upgrading the system. They also truly show you what your cars can and can't do, and they're not gonna do like this cross country tours like they did in Top Gear.
Right.
They're gonna give you those numbers and give you more facts on it than we could do that show.
We absolutely could.
We could do that show.
Where I'm getting what I said from is they are legitimate they're automotive journalists by profession, but they're also hilarious. So it works. They know what the hell they're talking about, but they can also make it funny. I know they don't know everything about every car in the world, but they know what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
When you put Joey from Friends on a car show, you can't tell me he knows what the hell he's talking about. He's completely reading the script. 100%. And he's not funny. He's not even funny. He's a shit actor who looks good on camera. That's the only reason they have him on there.
It's the only reason they have him on there.
It's because he looks good. As long as he can read, he can do his job. Well, come on, you can't tell me that he's a diehard car guy. I'm not gonna believe you for a second. Sorry, not sorry, actually. I don't know. It's just Top Gear America bugs me the entire time it's been a thing. It's sucked. I'm sorry.
I didn't watch it actually. I watched like half the first season, first episode. Like, no, I'm done.
I can't. I couldn't get into it either. It's just I knew immediately they didn't have car guys on.
All right, change the subject real quick.
All right.
The Escalade is going EV. Has General Motors kind of announced what kind of electric motor they're going to put in?
I know nothing about it.
I know Mercedes said they're bringing a G-Wagon over as an EV as well, which I'm super excited about. I know you hate the G-Wagon. Don't say nothing. Don't.
Hate it. It's ugly as shit. Anyway, no, I don't know anything about the electric motors that they're putting in them. I know that the Lyric, like I don't know what type of electric engine motor, whatever the hell, but they're saying between 3 and 350-mile range. I don't know what kind of power they're making. I haven't seen a lot of specifications, like all the numbers or whatever, but I know it's coming in at 60 grand to start. I don't know if they're going to have like an extended range model like Tesla does. I don't know what kind of optional equipment there's going to be. I don't have any idea. I'm just a peon that works on the line that's going to be building the things that I can't afford. So yeah, there's that. I like it. It's a good looking vehicle. It is.
Yeah, I'm just really intrigued to see what the Escalade is going to look like. I'm intrigued to see what engine is going to have in it. I'm thinking like the Hummer.
I was just about to say it's probably going to be similar to what the Hummer will have since it's such a big bulky vehicle.
I always want the Hummer too.
I would love to have one.
You want the truck or the
Gigantic. I would probably go truck.
I was thinking truck too. That's what I was thinking. Honestly, it's really
I like the open top design of the truck.
Yes.
The utilitarian purposes of the truck.
I like how they put the T-tops in the back.
Yeah, agreed.
I kind of wish they put it in the front, but at the same time, I understand why they did.
Yeah, it's probably structural.
Yeah.
But
I'll take
I like everything that I've read about it. I have not read anything negative about it. It's gigantic. But
I'm really intrigued. I love the Grand Wagoneer too. I know you're not a Chrysler person. You're not a Jeep
I
person.
like the interior of the Wagoneer. I don't like the outside. It looks like a giant Grand Cherokee. That's what it looks like to me. But the interior is much better.
Yeah,
I will say that. And fucking expensive. Only for a Jeep. A Jeep. Jesus.
This has got instead of having a 6.7 liter V8, it'll have a 5.7 liter V8.
Okay, I mean that's more than enough.
Right.
And you know they're gonna put they'll have a Hellcat version of it. Ugh. God, it's so annoying. What? Oh yeah.
Imagine having a Hellcat Suburban.
Yeah. There's no in a vehicle that big. In a vehicle that big, it's kind of redundant. It's pointless.
Why?
You don't need it. It's just dumb.
Why? Having 1,000 horses under the hood of a full-size SUV is
You
dumb.
don't need it. You just don't need it. That's not that type of vehicle.
The biggest thing, where they should have stopped was the Grand Cherokee. That's where they should have stopped, or the Durango. Durango's a little bit bigger. That's where they should have stopped. It's getting ridiculous. Just throw a fucking Hellcat engine under the goddamn hood of a van.
They did.
Whoa.
That's so. All right, all you moms out there, there you go.
Minivan.
It's my brother. There you go, Chris.
There you go.
Hellcat Caravan.
No,
There you go. Stupid.
The name of your red eye. We'll watch it.
Dumb. Or just go for the elephant. There you go. That's your 1,000 horsepower Caravan. Fucking stupid. I don't know. I mean, I'm all about high horsepower cars, but at that point, it's just dumb.
I think they say stop for Charger and Challenger.
The Hellcats.
Like I
And
said,
maybe I can see the Ram with the Hellcat engine. I could.
well, it's the TRX. You know, I understand that has to compete with the Raptor, yeah. I understand that part. See, they screwed up. You know, I've read about it.
RST was defeated with the Raptor.
I've read about it. They're making a mistake. They're putting the
The new CT5V Black supercharged V8 under the hood. I think that's a mistake. Granted, it makes decent power. You have at your disposal the C7ZR1 engine. Put that under the hood. That makes 755 horsepower. That's more than anything Dodge has. That's more than anything Ford has. Put that under the hood. It's a truck. It can fit. It's a supercharged 6.2, making 755 horsepower. Why am I the only one that knows that thinks that's the better option?
I think it's a better option.
Thank you. I
So we
understand.
have a one-on-one. That's our problem.
It's so annoying. It's so annoying. Like, GM is so conservative with what they do. You know, the RS used to mean something.
We really did. It really
It
did.
used to mean that you got it was a specific engine, specific transmission. You know, it used to mean something significant. Now, all it does is it's an appearance package now. It's all it is. It does not improve on performance. It doesn't mean you get a supercharger. It doesn't mean anything like that. All it is it's an appearance package now, and that's annoying. That's not what RS stands for. Right? It stands for Rally Sport, not for.
I have new side skirts.
I don't even know what you can make it stand for now. I don't even know because it doesn't mean anything.
Really stupid ground effects kits.
Redundant shit. I don't know.
Because it's like the Sonic, the RS Sonic that got stupid. You know, only they gave me was a ground effects kit. That's it.
It did a little bit more. It gave you a flat bottom steering wheel. The seats were embroidered with RS. The transmission was geared a little bit different. Well, the wheels were different, and yeah, it had different body stuff. What going on? Whatever. That's an appearance package. That did nothing for performance. Nothing. Maybe. I'm sorry, but if you're gonna slap RS on something, at least put a 2-liter turbo on something that big. Same thing goes for the Cruise. They made an RS version of it. Put the 2-liter turbo under that. The Malibu had an RS. Put a V6 under the hood. The Camaro was an RS. Put a twin turbo V6 under that. You know, make it significant. Obviously, Jesus. Do you have Dodge? Here you have Dodge slapping a Hellcat engine under the fucking hood of a minivan.
Yeah, buddy.
And then you have Ford with the GT500 making, what, 800 horsepower. And the Camaro's lagging behind with the ZL1 with 650. Now they're talking about putting the CT5V Blackwing engine under the hood, which that's fine and that's all. That's great. But it still can't compete. It can't compete. You have a Hellcat Red Eye, 800 horsepower. You have the Elephant, 1,000 horsepower. You have the GT500, like I just said, 800, whatever the hell astronomical number of horsepower they're making. 668 is a good number, but it still can't compete. And that's why the Camaro is on its deathbed.
Yeah.
When you see reports of Camaro sales on a death spiral, that should kind of get the wheels turning in your head. We're not doing something right. You're not offering people enough options. You're putting a 2-liter turbo in a Camaro.
Mustang.
Yeah, Mustang too. I understand that, but
It's a sports car.
Yeah.
It's not about gas mileage at this point. It's a sports car. That's why the Corvette will never see a V6 again. It's a sports. It's a supercar at this point.
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
It's a world-class supercar.
Everybody wants
When
them.
you're going sub 3 seconds to 60, that's a supercar.
I don't care if it has 2, 4, electric. I don't care. That's a supercar at that point. You can't put a 2-liter turbo in a Camaro. I'm sorry. At least, like I said, with the RS, do a twin turbo. Do the ATS-V engine, twin turbo V6. That should be. It should be 3.6, 3.6 twin turbo, 6.2 supercharged 6.2, and then Z28. Bring the Z28 back or the IROC Z. Throw that fucking ZR1 engine under the hood. 750 horsepower. Why is that difficult?
We have a woman running the company.
You're not wrong there.
The balls have not dropped.
I'm not wrong. I need to be a consultant.
We all do.
I need to be a consultant. GM, I'm on you. I got you. I got your number. Consult me. I have ideas.
As long as I'm going to miss that and stuff like that.
Some of them probably aren't the best, but I have ideas. Anyway, let's do some wheel talk, bro. Now that our rant is over, I know. Soapbox. Anyway, all right. So I'm just gonna ask you the same question I asked last week. I am. No, I won't. I have nothing.
I have nothing.
Do you have something? Failure pause.
Okay, which iconic car manufacturer was once a driver for Alfa Romeo?
See, I didn't even know. I don't know. I don't know test car drivers like. I don't know any of them really.
But this one created his own car
Say
company.
iconic. So he's well known.
Yes, very well known.
When I hear driver, I think like Gisela or
The Andretti's, shit like that. I don't know.
Enzo Ferrari.
got his hands in everything. So
Well, I mean, good for him. See, I didn't know Alfa Romeo existed before Ferrari.
I didn't either.
I did not know
I
that.
didn't. I just got to hear the driver for Alfa. I was like,
It's funny because he drove for Alfa. Broke off, started Ferrari. Now Ferrari owns Alfa Romeo. It's fucking weird how that works. It's so strange. But I mean, good for him.
Yeah.
Making money. Hand over. Well, he
He's
was
dead.
now.
he's 6 feet under.
Company's still successful to this day. I mean, they make some of the world's best vehicles.
Yeah, his heirs are still.
Saw one today. Did you see the one I saw today? An Aventador SVJ.
sitting outside the Waffle House of all fucking places.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
$500,000 car. Let's go to Waffle House.
Waffle House.
Yep, that's right.
Waffle House. Oh, okay with that.
Guy was cool as shit.
Totally do that.
Guy was cool as hell. Did not look like he should be driving a $500,000 car, but he was cool.
Did you stop at Waffle House and talk to him?
Well, we went to Waffle House. We were going there to eat. Well, next time I go, we'll invite you. It's never planned though. It's like, do you want to go to Waffle House last minute? Yeah, sure. But anyway, him and his wife were in there just eating, normal people.
We walked in, I was like, who the hell does this car? I'm looking at it like, oh, we're evaluating everybody.
It was an older couple, them, two younger women behind us. Definitely not them. And that was it. I was like, I don't know who drives that thing. I have no idea. The older couple got up. She was walking with a walker. Nobody was getting that. And then they got up, and someone behind them. It was another older couple. The guy, like, kind of went over and talked to him, and I was like, probably theirs. And then they got up to leave, and they walked up to it. I was like, I gotta hear this thing. So I walked outside. I didn't make any bones about it. I was just standing there. Then I walked around behind it. So I was like, I want to hear this thing when it starts. I fired up the video on the phone and got a video of it. And he revved it up real loud. And then He did it on purpose. He saw me video. So I was like, oh shit, he's either gonna bitch at me or be cool. So I walk up to the window. He's like, it sounds a lot different when I rev it, doesn't it? Yeah. So I thought it was gonna be a lot louder when you first started,
It's very low. It was a low rumble.
but it wasn't. It wasn't a completely cold start. Because obviously, you don't stay at Waffle House for 7 hours.
Right.
They were probably there maybe an hour. It was still pretty warm. So it wasn't super loud. So when he revved it, I was like, oh, well, there you go.
Well, hello there. darling.
Walk up to the window. He was real cool about it.
Obviously, when you buy a $500,000 car, you expect to get some attention.
Right.
He was real cool about it. He's like, yeah, man, all-wheel drive, no wheel spin. It's just talking like a normal dude. I'm down, down for it. I told him it was a ridiculously nice car. He went on his business. Montana plate.
So I wonder why I'm buying it without it. I'm buying one just to go to Cars and Coffee and make a beautiful entrance.
Okay.
I might buy you one too.
I'll ride with you. I would want something different.
If someone bought you a Bugatti, you will not take it.
I didn't say that.
You just did.
No, I didn't. I said I would ride with you, but I would want something different if I had my choice. Of course, I would take it. Man, I couldn't change the tires on the fucking thing, but I would take it. Anyway, all right. My question is a Ferrari. Fuck. Anyway, ridiculous. Anyway, okay. So there have been a lot of V12s come and gone over the years. What, according to a website I just found, what is considered to be the best V12 that has ever been built?
I'm still going to say, I'm going to say Aston Martin Vanquish.
That one was number 2 on the list. It was top 10. I didn't look at the whole list, but I looked at 1 and 2. And the Aston Martin Vanquish V12 made there you go, number 2.
Okay, I have no idea who's number 1.
Number 2. The V12 that is considered the best V12 to ever been built is the one that's in the Ferrari Enzo. The car that helps the founders. Yep. And the engine was
Beautiful.
freaking ridiculous.
Beautiful.
And for being a machine, it was absolute art. It was art.
Give it credit.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna say that it's the best because I'm more of an Aston Martin kind of guy, but I would say the Enzo is a beautiful car.
Me personally, I agree with you. I wouldn't say it's the best engine out there, but
On that list, that's considered the best V12. Obviously, the Enzo was built in what, 03? That's 15 years ago.
It's built in 03.
I think. I'll have to look it up, but it's fairly old in terms of
the Vanquish is old.
the original, yeah, but the newest Vanquish, not old at all, and it's beautiful. But I know the Valkyrie has a V12 naturally aspirated, and it makes over 900 horsepower. Talk about ridiculous, and it screams. Oh, I think the Vanquish has always been offered as a convertible.
When it originally came out, James Bond.
Okay, so it must have been the second gen. All right,
5.9 or V12.
that's fairly small for a
That's
V12.
very small for V12. My had a 6.2 V8.
Well, a lot of V12s aren't huge. I mean, a lot of people have that misconception. If it has a lot of cylinders, it's got to be huge. I think the Viper kind of. I think the Viper kind of like gave people that misconception because that V10 was 8.3 liters. That was a big ass fucking engine.
Yeah.
A lot of the V12s that come from Italy, they're pretty small. Like the F430, that was a V8, but it was only like 4.3 liters. Tiny, tiny engine, but it made gobs of power. I don't know, it's weird. We're all about engine size here, and then Italy, they're all about power. How much power can you squeeze out of a small engine. You know,
I
they
like
obviously
that.
have their big engines too, but
I like that. I like that.
I do too. You know, small package, gobs of power. I also don't mind a large engine making
Gobs of power.
gobs of power. They sound different,
Mhm.
you know. The flat plane crank engines from Italy, they could be small with, you know, the proper tuning and make 500-600 horsepower. But here, you know, you have the push rod engines, gigantic motors, still making decent power, and they just sound, in my opinion, better.
Okay, so I'm
Okay, maybe not necessarily better.
Yeah, I'll say
They sound different.
All right, change the subject. One quick second. Can we talk about that picture you sent me?
What picture?
The four-door Beetle
I don't remember that.
on Facebook. Or did I send that to you?
I don't remember that. Must have been you, sir. Shit, I just screwed that up. I'm glad I didn't record. Hang on. You sent it to me in the group.
It was sitting in the group. I don't know if I sent it to you or you sent it. No, no. That's me. That's all me. Not me.
I don't know that I would have done that because I hate the Beetle.
I know.
What
You're,
do you
yeah, you were like WTF. Oh my God, that's so mean.
do? Well, while we find it,
Yeah, it was horrible. I was like, WTF, who would do this?
so it was obviously aftermarket, stretched. It was a stretched Volkswagen, obviously. What about it? I mean,
It was hideous. Absolutely hideous.
of course it is. Beetles from day one were been fucking hideous.
Yeah, it was absolutely horrible. I don't know who posted it.
The only good thing that came from the Beetle is
The death of it.
not even that. It's the beach buggy.
The
'Cause
dim
that's
buggy. The dim buggy.
yeah, that's what they're based off of is the fucking Beetle. It's the only thing the only good thing that came from it is the Beetle itself was terrible, ugly as shit. And I'm not finding it. We're going back pretty. There it is.
That right there.
Yep.
Hey, please
Oh,
don't know.
this isn't from Volkswagen. This is a different company.
Oh,
I do remember this now.
yeah, that horrible looking thing.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's legit.
Please don't know.
It's a Beetle, 4 doors.
What's hideous?
The taillights are a little bit different. Has an old-fashioned like back bumper.
Yeah.
That's terrible. Yeah, this is awful. If you shared it, not me. You shared it. And my comment. This is bad. Yeah, it's bad. GWM Aura Punk Cat. That's a mouthful. It's apparently a tribute to the Beetle. I really, really hope they did not find any investors to build this fucking thing because it is a travesty in the car world.
It is. Now watch them find an investor and watch them build this.
I wouldn't be surprised if someone did invest in it and it does get built and millions of fucking people buy it because ugly sells. I don't know why, but it does. Just look at the Nissan Juke, the Pontiac Aztec, and the Honda. 3 of the ugliest fucking vehicles ever to be made, and they sold like crazy. Well, the Cube is pretty bad. The Scion XB. We can go on for fucking days about what's ugly. We're not
But
going
I almost did buy a Scion XB.
Yeah, it's not really hard until you sold it.
That's why I'm gonna keep that. Because I was torn between the GTI and Scion XB.
Well, you made the better decision.
Sure did.
The Scion is no longer a thing. They were junk. That's why the Scion FRS became the Toyota 86. The Scion is no longer a thing. Scrapped it. Anyway, that's going to do it. We went a little longer than I figured we would. That's fine. First video episode, got to get used to it. I actually got comfortable pretty quickly. Yeah, it's fine. I don't hate it. You're not always
98% of the time I'm right.
right. I think you're exaggerating that number. Okay, it's better. But yeah, like I said at the start, these are going to be the regular faces that you guys see. So yeah, hopefully you guys don't hate it.
No,
If you do, we don't care.
Richard, don't care.
You obviously like what you hear, so if you come back to listen,
I need to get some liposuction stuff.
just get your ass on the gym and work on your diet. That's all it takes.
I suck at dieting.
I didn't say go on a diet. I said work on your diet.
I suck at eating healthy foods.
You don't have to eat healthy food. You have to eat less food.
I have cut my portion size.
You have to eat less food. You have to create a deficit. All right, this is not a diet show.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get into it. That's off.
Oh, never get it worse.
That could be another hour. All right. Anyway, I'm not a fitness guru either, but I do know a thing. Yeah. So anyway, it's gonna do it. We'll post this as soon as possible, as soon as I figure out how to edit it and add all the normal music and pictures and everything. So, but anyway, hello, goodbye.
Bye.
Real talk, bro. Everybody have fun.